This weekend, Tucson hosts one of the largest book fairs in the country. The Tucson Festival of Books brings together authors and readers from across the U.S. The goal is to celebrate reading and promote literacy. In southern Arizona, Literacy Connects is a nonprofit that helped more than 50,000 people last year. Cydne Bolton is the Learning Center coordinator and shared the organization's vision with us.
Our mission is to enhance learning opportunities and open a world of opportunities for people of all ages through literacy and creative expression.
You say people of all ages. I mean,
yes.
We see the gamut of people who come into your facility asking for assistance.
We do, and some of the programs are out in the community.
Okay.
So for example, the Reach Out and Read Southern Arizona is getting physicians to prescribe reading to new mothers, new fathers, new families. Mm-hmm. And so that's like a birth to 3-year-olds. So after every well check with the doctor, the parent and child receives a free book. Mm-hmm. And so they're building a library at home. Mm-hmm. And then in our Reading Seed program, that's in the school, that's K-3. Mm-hmm. At some schools it might even be K-5, but that provides a reading coach. Mm-hmm. And they get to meet at least twice a week and championing reading with those young readers and giving a love of reading and how fun it could be, and at the same time providing that additional support that they might need to keep up or to progress in their schooling.
A lot of us take reading for granted.
Yes.
And some of us think that we're quite proficient, and then we're tasked with reading something that's really dense, yes. And then we find ourselves struggling. How do you know when you're a good reader, or when you're decent, you're capable at it?
I think that's individual for everyone. Yeah. And so one of the things we do, especially with adults, is we have a program that helps folks, we call it cycling and coaching. And we ask the reader, is that comfortable for you? Mm-hmm. And so especially with adults, we're always putting that back on. And one of the things I think Literacy Connects does wonderfully is it's a partnership. It's not, I'm the person who has all the knowledge and I'm imparting that to you, but it's a partnership with, even with our children, to engage in reading. Mm-hmm. And how you know is, do you see the smiles and do you see the giggles, or do you see the, that felt comfortable for me? Yeah. And so some of our adult learners have said, everyone always told me what I was doing wrong, but they never said what was right.
When someone makes that decision that he or she wants to learn to read,
yes.
I mean, it's not an easy decision to make. I mean, it's a bumpy road along the way.
90% of the battle is the self-confidence that folks have. So that's providing an atmosphere where folks feel safe, they feel it's a community, and we're going to go at that person's pace.
When you have someone who comes to you and says, I think I'm ready to learn to read, sure. Is there a time frame that you prepare them for? We
do not do the time limit. We ask them if there's a goal that they want to reach. And then we do, sometimes that's a long-term goal, such as I want to get my GED. So we do incremental. So in the short term, perhaps it's increasing reading comprehension. And we don't claim to know what makes the light bulb go off in someone's head. So for some people, that's 6 months. For some people, that's 9. For some people, that's a couple of years.
It was tiring for me to explain. This book represents that this is how I started. This is my first book that I've ever read. Since, when I turned 53, I never read a book.
Years ago, Arizona Public Media featured the story of a gentleman named Aves who had come to this country and didn't feel comfortable in the English language.
Yes. So his first language is German, okay. And yet he did come. And when he made that first step to learn English, he stuck with it with a one-on-one tutor for several years.
Okay.
And as his confidence grew, and he was able to achieve his goals in reading what he wanted to do with that, he has stayed with Literacy Connects and become a volunteer tutor for the English Language Acquisition for Adults program.
So I know what they're going through if they're sitting there like this. Okay, he's nervous. Come on, you can get over this. You don't have to be nervous.
That's good.
I've been there, so that's what I tell them.
He is an assistant tutor with a class at the Murphy-Wilmot Library.
I've been catching up to things that I always wanted to do, but I couldn't do them, like try to learn to play my guitar or read a lot of books. It's like opening doors. And, wow, I just want more of this.
Really proof that you're never too old to stop
Absolutely,
learning.
Absolutely. At Literacy Connects, we like to say we promote lifelong learning, whether it be the learners who come to us, the children, our volunteers, and even us as staff.
I'm going to ask you a question. It sounds really elementary, but how important is reading to us?
Oh, wow. I think that's undefinable.
Yeah.
The adults that we experience, if you don't read or construct meaning, your world is very limited. At Literacy Connects, we make a distinction between decoding and reading.
Okay.
And decoding is knowing all the words. For example, I can read Spanish. I don't necessarily know what it says, though. And so reading and being an efficient reader is understanding what that language is and those symbols. And so some of our, and especially some of our adults might not be able to read all the words, but if they know that, hey, this is where the emergency room is and this is where I need to go to get help, we celebrate that as a success.